The very first fundamental thing with sales, and this is what everyone should understand, you first need to believe in what you're selling. You need to believe in the product.
100%.
If you do not believe in what you're selling, you're not going to sell it.
Comes across.
You're not going to sell it as well as someone that believes in it.
It comes across.
Right? And if you don't believe in it, why are you selling it?
You can have the greatest business in the world. You can market really well, but sales matters. Like, there is no business without sales.
Your ability to sell products at quantities great enough, at prices high enough, will ultimately determine your success in business.
100%, dude. And there's the thing, like, if you can sell, you will never go hungry.
Probably the most powerful thing in business.
Yeah,
It'll determine how successful you are in business and life. And here's the trick. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Top George and I'm joined with Robert Chicare, and you are listening to $1 Million Days. I hope you are having a $1 Million Day.
Did you say salutations?
Greetings and salutations, is that right?
I don't know, but I like it. You know, Iggy gets very happy when you call me Robbie. Robert.
Robert.
Yeah, because he gets very happy when you call me Robert. Look at the smile.
Call you Roberto.
He does. He messages me. He's like, "Hey, Robert." I'm like, "Hey."
This guy.
Catching on to bad habits.
This guy.
Picking up the bad things.
What's going on?
Just living life, living the dream.
Living large?
Living the podcast life.
Living the podcast life. This is all we do, all day, every day.
I wish I could do this all day, every day.
You reckon?
Imagine this was
Your job?
Yeah, like imagine
Your 9 to 5?
It was like, hey, we need to come in and just record for 2 hours every day. Like, and we
Oh,
walk
that's
in.
easy.
Yeah, we walk
I'm saying,
in,
what if you had to do it for 8 hours straight? Like, would you
just
get in-
talk
yeah.
non-stop.
Topics, different
I can
days,
talk,
different
dude.
guests.
I can talk.
Yeah. You were saying the other day when we had events, you're like, fuck, I was talking for 2 hours and your throat was gone.
Yeah, dude, how much does it hurt?
You know, it used to at the start a lot.
Oh, you're veteran
Yeah,
now?
fuck, gangster.
Veteran
I'm
throat?
gangsters now.
You get
Gangster paradise.
That's cool. Yeah, mine still hurts though when I do it.
But I practice. La, 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 la,
Oh, you
la.
did that. Yeah, so if you...
All those things. You know what I mean?
Can you do it again? Can you?
No, not when you make me laugh.
You need to do... That's called raspberries.
Raspberries.
Yeah, I don't know why, but they're called raspberries, and you go...
Go up and down. You just sound like you're farting in the microphone
Yeah, I'm
now.
not
Come
gonna-
on, stop it.
I'm not going to do it. Sorry, guys.
Viewer discretion.
All right, let's start now.
Let's start. Yeah, now we're actually going to start the podcast.
So let me... how's life, firstly?
Life's
What's going
good.
on? Yeah.
It's always good. Another day out of the ground is always a good day.
That's a great level to start the day on. You know what I wrote down the other day that you made me think of?
What's that?
Like in doing my gratitude thing. I wrote that I never thought about this until you told me. And I wrote that I was grateful that I woke up and I was pain-free.
Yeah.
Because
cool.
I never thought about being in pain constantly.
Yeah. How cool. The other
Yeah.
day when a few episodes back you were talking about how your car didn't start and how you were spitting chips because your battery was flat and all this sort of shit. Happened to me the other day. Happened to me. And I actually started laughing when it happened because I thought about you.
Yeah.
And my
What ended up
car...
happening with that?
Oh, they fixed it. So what? Long story short, my car was stuck in reverse.
Oh, yes, that's right. Now I remember.
Yeah. So I've got one of those cars where the gear knob comes up, and it's like a dial to change gears. And for whatever reason, when the car was turned off, it went down, and then it was in reverse. And then when I pressed the button to start the car, it's like can't start the car. It's in reverse. Put it in park, and then start the car. But I couldn't actually change it into gear.
Oh, so
I had to get
it hides away.
Yeah, it hides away, so I couldn't change
really?
it. Yeah, I couldn't change it to get into gear. I'm trying to YouTube and Google how do I put it into neutral so I could start it, and I figured out some shit. So that was cool. Put it into neutral. Got it on, then I had to put it on a tow truck, take it to Land Rover, and then they told me, "Hey, $1,800 later." But anyway, so before that though, I was spitting chips because my car wouldn't start, and it was like 2-3 days that it was sitting there. It was over a long weekend. I can't fucking drive my car. I can't do anything. Got to catch Ubers everywhere. It was annoying. And it was funny. I thought, hey, man, how often do I get into my car, expect to press the button, it start, and I drive off on my own merry way? How many times do I expect that? And then the one time I didn't, I lose my mind. Lose my mind over
Expectations,
shit. Yeah. We spoke about that in that podcast. So I actually laughed because I thought about you and how your car wouldn't start. Anyway, we were driving to the airport that when was it? It was actually that weekend. We were driving to the airport because we were going to Sydney and we we're doing an event.
Oh, yep.
And I was in the car. I was on the phone to Land Rover whilst you were in the car. And for those of you that don't know, Robbie used to work at Mercedes as a mechanic and sales, front-end sales, all that sort of stuff. Front-end service. And whilst I'm on the phone, Robbie's tapping me on the shoulder, and the guy told me on the phone it's $1,800 to fix the car, $1,850 or something. And it was just a little pin that needed to be replaced or some shit. And Robbie taps me, he goes, "Oi, ask him if this is a regular problem on the car." And I go, "Yeah, sorry, mate, is this a regular thing that happens on this car?" And he goes, "No, it's the first time we've seen this problem on your car before." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then you keep whispering shit in my ear and I can't hear. So I put the guy on hold. Then Robbie goes, "Ask him if they can fix the car under goodwill." And I don't know, before that moment, I'd never heard the concept of dealerships fixing cars under goodwill. And the concept is that they get allocated a percentage of money per year to fix people's cars in good faith, in goodwill. Hey, you're a good customer, we'll wear half the cost.
Part of their retention program.
Yeah.
So that people come back.
Yeah, without a doubt. Anyway, I took the guy off hold and said, "Hey, mate, how can you look at doing this, fixing this car under goodwill?" And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let me get to head. I'll have to speak to powers that be and I'll get back to you." I said to him, "Listen, in all honesty, this is the 7th car I've bought from you in 10 years. Okay, so if you're going to fix it for anyone, you're going to fix it for me. All right, I've bought enough cars from you, maybe not that dealership per se, but the brand itself of Land Rover, that hook a brother up." Anyway, they called me up a few days later and they covered 80% of the build of the charge, which I thought was fantastic. And I never knew that concept. But also from a perspective of, you just mentioned it, retaining people, like that to me goes, okay, great. That is fantastic customer service. Yes, I would consider coming and buying another car from you now.
That's business at a global brand level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, okay, cool. We need to have something where we can try and hold people in. Here is $3 million budget for you to spend on whatever you think is going to make sure people come back.
Yeah.
And the manager gets the call and he's like, cool. And they'll ask things, dude, like, do they service with us? Have they bought cars from us before? Oh, they've got this many cars. Yeah, cool, cover it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
cool, cover it, because that's a valuable client.
Valuable
You know,
client. I'm a valuable client.
Yeah.
I'm a very valuable client to them for that exact reason, because I keep buying cars.
And then you just saved yourself $1,500.
Yeah, and I've
Just
had
by
good experiences.
2
In
sentences.
all honesty, I've had good experience with my cars. I've never had really any major issues
Isn't
with them.
that sick though? 2 sentences.
Yeah.
2 sentences, $1,500.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
exactly right.
knowing what to say. It took 7 years to work out those 2 sentences.
Yeah.
But
That's it.
that's all it took.
Yeah, but you're talking about now, so even from their perspective of retaining and getting people to buy from them again, a little thing at the end of the day. They've gone, yeah, cool, you get $3 million. It's a lot of money. A global brand, maybe it's not a fart in the wind for them, but ultimately it's still money that they get to splurge on their quality clients that continuously work and buy from them. Absolutely. And what that does as well is I now go out and I tell my friends. So, hey, get this.
You tell your podcasters.
I tell my podcasters, you are all my friends.
Did you mention the brand?
Every single one of you are my friends. Sorry?
Have you mentioned the brand? You haven't.
Land Rover?
Ah.
No, I did. I'm pretty sure I did.
Did
I'm
you?
Pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, anyway, it was a Land Rover.
Yeah.
Must be nice to drive a Land Rover.
Must be
nice.
disco.
A disco. It's like I said, where are you going? We're going in the disco. What the fuck's a disco?
Actually,
Discovery.
yeah, the disco. Like, why do you call it a disco?
That's what you need to be. You need to own a Land Rover.
Land
to
Rover
understand.
lingo.
Yeah, like if you didn't own one, you would never get it.
I'm not there.
Yeah,
One day.
give it some time.
Must be nice.
You got to. It is nice. It's good. It's nice.
Oh, how funny.
How funny. You guys don't get the inside joke, so let's explain it because it is a bit hard with the context where we say must be nice. It's like whenever you see someone.
Yeah, but
Whenever you see someone
we've
with
actually
great-
spoken about
Have we on the
Yeah,
podcast?
on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. But share it anyway for the
Yeah,
new
well,
listeners.
for the new listeners,
No,
because there's so many.
There's so many.
They're rocking up. And hey, welcome.
Yeah.
Glad to have
hey,
you.
Hey, Mom.
Happy to have you again. Yep.
Go, share it.
Yeah, well, the whole concept is like when you see people with nice things or going on fancy holidays or whatever it might be, and then you get those other people going, oh, that must be nice, as in from a jealousy point of view, or look at your success, or looking down at you, oh, just because you have all this money. Well, it must be nice. Yeah, it is nice. Of course it's nice. I work very hard.
Must be easy for you.
Yeah, life must be good. Unlike me, who battles in the trenches every day. Like, hang on, mate. Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, because we've worked hard for it. We've achieved greatness. We've taken risk. We're doing all these things that people can't even fathom. and we're getting the reward for it. So yes, you're right. It is nice.
I put up this thing the other day and it said, life, what is it? Something about life, man, gone blank here. No, it's something along the lines of life is difficult. You can do hard things and life becomes easier, or you can do the easy things and life becomes hard.
Yes.
Pick your hard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think most people choose the easy way out.
Without a doubt.
Complain about everything.
Without a doubt. I put one up the other day that said average is the enemy.
Average is the fucking enemy, dude.
It is.
Mediocrity.
Mediocrity,
Hate
man.
that word. Hate that word so
Do you?
much.
Why?
Yeah. Just bothers me. I could not think of anything worse than living a mediocre life.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Yeah,
On all
like,
aspects, not just
fearfully.
like a lot of people think when you want more, it's like more money. Like, no. I want more. I want everything.
Yeah.
I want everything. And I often say this to my mentees. Like, I want to make so much money that people are offended when I walk in the room.
That's sick.
It's so good, is it?
I can't
How
wait.
good is
I
it?
can't wait to be offended.
Oh, mate, like I want people to be offended by my presence. What? Mate, look at this guy. All this money he's splashing around.
What?
I was like, yeah, here's 50. Go get yourself a fucking milkshake.
Yeah. How much is a coffee? Here's 200 enough?
$200 enough.
Yeah, is that going to be enough?
Yeah, but it's not just from the
Can
money
you get two? Do you
perspective.
need more? Do you need more?
Hey, do you need? I'll get my butler.
funny.
He'll get
That's
it.
so
My
funny.
butler will get it. I want to make so much money that people get offended, but not just from the perspective of money, but from everything. My presence, what I'm wearing. Like, you need to be offended by how successful I am, because then I'm doing it right. Because I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't care less about what other people think and how they operate. The other day I was talking to this today, and my wife, I put up a video and I found it quite comical actually. It was after the Grand Prix. And I was talking about, I bought some merchandise, a jacket and a hat from Mercedes. And I was talking about the story as to why I picked that jacket. And to my surprise, on Instagram, I had a lot of trolls on there, a lot. They're like, look at you fanboy of Drive to Survive. Oh, F1 used to be so much better before all the fanboys like you came on. And like full up people bag. I gave it to all of them. I gave it back to all of them. I found it so comical. I find it comical.
It's good for the algorithm.
Yeah, that's it. I got
you,
the views up. But
gets you
that's
some
weird.
reach.
How funny it is. You spend all this money trying to get content, trying to get people to buy your product, yet you put up a stupid video which has nothing, which means nothing. It gets 50,000 views, 200 comments, and you're like, man.
You just triggered someone. Yeah, you just triggered people.
Just because I was talking about buying some merchandise at a sporting event. You know, that's what the topic really was about and why,
I know
I
the
bought it.
video.
It was funny. But
very
you're going to get people that are triggered by shit like that. You're going to get people that are annoyed regardless. And it's the whole concept of you will always get someone that complains about the $1 coffee at 7-Eleven. It's a fucking dollar. But you're always going to get people that are going to complain about shit.
Why?
Why? Their life's miserable, or they're entitled, or they think they're owed something.
Do you ever get shitty? Like,
absolutely. I'm
yeah,
shitty
like,
now.
let me explain. Do you ever like everything starts to annoy you? And then you're like, what's going on, man? Like, I'm still doing everything the same. Why is everything starting to bug
Are you
me?
saying just like on a certain day? Like just in a moment or whatever it might be? Yeah,
Might be a
I've
day,
been
might
in
be a
those.
couple
I've been
days.
irritated by stuff. I remember.
Yeah, and you're like, why is everything fucking annoying me?
just irritating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that.
bugging you.
That should not bother me, but it's
Yeah.
bothering me. But nothing is bad.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm bothered by that.
I've definitely had days like that. I think
Why?
recently too.
Yeah,
I
why?
was just very busy, and then because things weren't happening the way I wanted them to happen, it was annoying me.
Yeah.
I get frustrated with incompetence. Does that
Yes.
bother you?
Incompetence.
Yeah, like when
Yeah.
people are like when you fuck up simple shit like walking.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean? Like sort it out.
What? Like forgot to fucking put the other leg out.
Whatever,
and just fucking-
and fall over. Like sort your shit out. No, but just simple things. Like I was saying to you today,
I love
like I
watching
picked up.
people fall, by the
Huh?
way. I love
know, you
watching
were saying
people
that. There you
fall.
go. It's like you want to make Robbie laugh.
It is the
just
best.
fall over.
It is the greatest.
Just fall over. You could be an old lady walking stick. Someone kicks the stick out of you. You fall over.
I'll
Robbie
help
will
you
be
up.
there.
I'll help you up,
But
and then I'll laugh.
He'll laugh hard.
Yeah.
Like man, that was the funniest
It's funny.
shit.
It's funny. Most of the time, it's funny, unless it's like a serious, like someone next.
Yeah,
to
not
you.
off a cliff or something, but you know, just,
God.
but falling over. Yeah, funny.
Yeah. So incompetence.
Yeah, so I mean, I purchased a new company vehicle just recently, a few days ago, for one of my employees. And the whole process to pick up the car, like you would think this is your job. You deliver cars day in, day out. Like you sell cars, you deliver cars. It should be a really simple fucking process. The process for them to hand over the car to me was like just painful. I'm like, how do you fuck that up so hard? All right? Simple instructions. Simple instructions you couldn't follow and you didn't do, and now I'm suffering the consequence of it. And that was just irritating me, pissed me off beyond no compare. And then I look back and I'm like, fuck, why am I getting annoyed at stupid shit? You know what I mean? I'm getting annoyed at something that someone else is doing. They're not annoyed. I'm annoyed. I'm the one suffering. So, and good problems to have. I'm annoyed about buying a new car. Seriously. Get some perspective.
First world problems.
First world problems, huh? But it does annoy me when people don't, like even in my own organisation, like sometimes my employees, they process an invoice and it's wrong. I'm like, fuck, how many times do I have to show you? This isn't hard like this. I give it to them, fix it, get it back to me. All right, and I get them to do it. And then the other day, one of my employees did something on one of our software, like a system that we use for managing OH&S. All right, and I went on site and No, this is a different one. It was an OH&S software that we're using, and you scan onto site, you sign all your forms, all that sort of shit. And I did it on a job. It's actually sick. Went on site, I did it, and all of our forms went there. I'm like, this is fucking 101 shit. Like, you should have done this. It should be ready for me to go. And I called them up. I said, like, why isn't this done? Right now, I shouldn't have to come in and check your work. Right? You are at the level now where you don't need me to hold your hand. Okay, if I have to check your work and make sure it's getting done properly, then why are you here? Now, I didn't say it to him like that because I was actually, again, annoyed because of incompetence, simple shit. But then I thought, okay, well, maybe this is my fault. Maybe I haven't given him the right instructions on how to do this properly and what I expect with it. So I took a step back and I asked a different question. Instead of attacking, I was like, so I went on site and these weren't done. Why? And he's like, okay. He's like, oh, I didn't know we needed to do that. I said, well, yes, of course we do. And then I said this, I go, these need to be in place before we start the job. I go, this is like one of the most important things. And he goes, oh, I didn't realize it was it was that important. I said, of course it is. It's safety. When it comes to this sort of stuff, if we have a serious incident on site and WorkSafe come on site, they don't ask to inspect the dead body. They say, show me the paperwork because I want to know how much I'm going to fine you. Okay, now if you don't do those things, I get fined. You go home that day and you get paid at the end of the month. But I get fined and the company suffers, reputation suffers. If it's a dead body, I can get charged with voluntary manslaughter if these things aren't in place. So this is the number one most important thing and I expect it to be done. And I said, I'll spend some time with you tomorrow. We'll sit down, we'll go through everything you need to do and I need you to do it. Okay, and then also, this is my expectation. If I walk up to your computer at any time throughout the day, I want to see a tab open that is that OH&S software. That tab has to be open as much as Google is, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, whatever else you have open, that is one of the tabs that has to be open.
Why?
Because it needs to be constantly monitored.
So is it one of those things they need to be using every day?
Every single day.
Okay.
Every single day. It needs to be part of it. And maybe I didn't make that clear. Maybe I didn't have that expectation and those KPIs there for them, but now they do. So now I would expect, I'll go to their computer right now, I say, show me that tab. I said, okay, cool, there it is. A little bit off topic, but I think it was just, that's what annoys me the most, when simple things don't get done, because it could be a level of laziness too, because it's so easy. I feel you don't necessarily, you think, oh man, that's not important, it's easy, I can do that at any time.
But I feel like it's a care factor.
Yeah, that without a doubt. Without a doubt. Because it's for me, it's massive because I get fined or I get charged if something really goes wrong. Whereas for you, it's like, oh, it's going to take me 15 minutes, I can't be fucked.
I've recently had this chat with my team as well and I was like, what's going on? Like, I feel like you don't care, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And if that's the case, then we need to have a conversation about this because it's not okay. You know what I mean? It's not cool.
Yeah.
Like we can't just keep going the way we're going. Like we need to work out what it is that's causing this because this is not a difficult fucking task. You've done this before and you're capable of doing it. If I thought you were
incapable, that's a different story.
I was going to use a different word.
Scratching my head.
Yeah. If I thought you couldn't do it, I would not have the expectation of you. But I know you can. That's right. And you're not. So what's the problem?
Yep. Just with that, because I had someone ask me a similar question today. It's like, oh, my employee doesn't do this, 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 and this. And I said, yeah, but sometimes he shouldn't need to. It's not his company. You can't expect your employees to love your business as much as you love or for them to care about the business as much as you do. They are not owners. It's not theirs. They can't. Even if you gave them a slice of the pie, yes, they might care a little bit more, but the majority of the pie is yours.
I reckon they'd care a lot more.
I was unique in the sense that wherever I worked, I used to care about the business a lot. And that's why I was so successful at each organisation I worked at. That's why I got promoted sooner. That's why I got the better job.
So I feel the same way about myself in the sense of I feel like when I was an employee, I was easily one of the best.
Cool. I like that. And you should encourage that in your own business.
Not even in a skill aspect.
Yeah.
Just more so in I was attitude, up and go. You know what I mean?
Huge.
I was like, I was a positive force for the team.
Yeah. So cool. And I used to have that friendly competition between myself and other employees at other businesses I worked at, and they didn't even know. I was in competition with all of them. I'm going to get the best job. When we land that new high-end project, I'm doing it. I'm the project manager on that job, not you. Or back when I was a kid, when I was younger, I would want the other project managers to be like, "Oh, George is on my team, yeah? He's doing this job with me." That's how I thought about the business.
Sick.
But you see why I got promoted ahead of everyone else that was like, "Oh, fucking 3:30, better pack up."
Yeah. 3:30.
Better pack 3:29. That's it.
Yeah.
Better start packing up.
Start wiping down the tools and putting stuff away.
I don't start work until 7:30. And
dude.
I was in the office. I was in the office at 6:30 every day. When I worked for someone else, I used to make my coffee, used to fucking go to the toilet, read the newspaper, fucking be on Facebook, whatever. But I was in the office working. I was there at 7 a.m. I didn't rock up at 7, have a chit chat with everyone, catch up on good times. Not to say I was one of those guys that were just like straight and narrow down the line, don't talk to me, I'm working. I was very social in those places and had great relationships with the people there, but I was also a high performer. I did both. I was able to do both, and that's why I always got promoted. That's why I always got the best jobs. It's all what ended up me starting my own business at the end of the day as well.
Don't you? I look back at that now, and I think, man, like I didn't understand. You don't understand the value of a good employee until you have your own business.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because then they're not, dude. Good employees are hard to come by. They are. They're hard to come by, man.
Yeah.
And when you get one, you don't want to let them go. Ideally, you want to do everything you can to create a work environment where they are happy working here.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like I'm not saying trap them in or anything like that. I actually have the conversation with my employees and say, whatever you want, tell me. And if I can help you achieve that, I will. Like, even if it means you're not here in 12 months, that's okay. We'll have the best 12 months. And then you can go do whatever you want. Like, but tell me what the end goal is for you as well, because they're humans too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the value a good employee brings to a business is fucking huge.
Yeah, massive.
You know, someone you can depend on, someone you can be like, hey, this is just, there's a fire here, I go sort it out.
Yeah.
And they're like, cool. And then you get the message, done.
Done.
Is that message saying done?
Done. Yeah, good. Yeah, without a doubt. It is. It's a powerful thing having good people and being surrounded by good people.
Very powerful thing.
How funny that we're 15 minutes in and we haven't even discussed our topic yet.
Oh, yeah, are we 15 minutes in? Are we
At
15?
least.
Surely. Are we 15 minutes in?
I reckon we're more.
No, you're 23 minutes.
23.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that all stemmed from me asking you how life is.
Imagine what's going to happen in the next question.
So let me tell you about how life has been for me. And to be honest, yeah.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
How's life?
Oh,
Thanks for asking.
what a coincidence. Life all in all is good.
Yes.
Like realistically, dude, unless you're dying, your life's pretty good in Australia.
It's like, how often do we message each other? It's like, hey, what's going on? Fucking sick shit. What are you doing? Man, life's too much. It's too much fun. Life's good. And we're busy, like, out of our eyeballs. But we're like, what are you doing? Like, man, just fucking doing sick shit.
Life all in all is good.
Yeah.
But I've had an awakening. Not an awakening. I had
An epiphany.
No, it's not even that big. It's more so just like I found myself in the same position again. I'm not where I wanted to be by the end of Q1.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you ask me that question?
I did.
Was it last episode
Last
or this one?
episode.
Last episode. How was
Yeah.
your Q1? I didn't ask it back, so apologies.
That's okay. It's the perfect segue into this one.
That's it.
Not where I wanted to be by
Cool.
Q1.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
And
find that surprising.
Hey?
I find that surprising.
Why?
I've seen how busy you've been and how much you've been working.
I
what
am
you've been
busy.
doing. Yeah.
Not where I want to be though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that because you've got really high expectations for yourself and your business and what you want to do?
That's probably a part of it, yeah. I think there is people who, if they were in my position, they'd be like, this is sick.
Yeah.
But it's more so like I plan to be at a certain point by here now and I'm not there. And I'm like, okay. And it was, what led me to it was I was getting what I asked you just before about, I was like little stuff that shouldn't bother me was bothering me. You know, that client called again. You're like, why the fuck, like, why are they calling me now? Like, I just spoke to him, you know what I mean? And then it's like, why does this piss me off? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what, they probably calling just to say hello, or they forgot to tell you something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you call them back and they'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot to say I saw this person. And then you're like, oh, is that it? Like, oh, okay. And then you're like, fuck, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm on edge. And we have, in one of our businesses, we have gone, we've had ups and downs, right? And I think that's common in business, but I've had a similar threshold that we consistently kind of peak at and then drop off.
Yeah.
And I know every single time, it's happened like 4 times now, the same sort of cycle. And recently, actually, even like a few months, I actually said to myself in December, don't let this happen again. Like, you know, you need to take that next jump.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself back in the same position again. And now I'm back in the same position again.
Yeah, cool.
And that's what's bothering me.
At least you have that self-awareness to pick it up now, though, because it could have gone 6 to 12 months and then you go, shit.
Yeah.
So at least you fix that up in the
cycles
first
are
quarter.
shorter.
Yeah.
The cycles are shorter, right? So it's happened like 3-4 times now. And then I'm like, okay. And we get to a certain point and we peak and then we kind of drop off and then we get up and then we drop off and I was having a chat with a mentor and I said something, I'm doing something wrong, I don't know what it is. And he's like, what is it? Da, da, da. And he's sort of like, okay, cool. Show me January, show me February. And then he's like, okay, what have you done here? What have you done here? What have you done here? And then he's like, I know the problem, dude. And I'm like, what is it? And he's like, you don't like sales. And I was like, what? And he's like, you don't like sales. I was like, I couldn't sell, dude. Like all these clients I've sold, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've sold every single one. There is no other person doing sales in this business right now other than me. I've closed every single one. He's like, yeah, but you don't love it. And I was like, kind of stopped and looked at him. He's like, you don't love it. He goes, as soon as things get kind of comfortable, you stop selling. And I was like, fuck, you're right. And which leads me into the topic of this conversation, which is the real importance behind sales, man, and how you can have the greatest business in the world. You can market really well. You can sit here and say, my products sell themselves and blah, blah, blah. But sales matters. Like, there is no business without sales at all. You cannot have a business. Whatever you do, you're a builder, you're a tradie, you're a bum, you work in retail, you work at a clothes store, you have a cafe, you need to sell. You need to convince people to buy your food, buy your clothes, buy your house, use you for your services, whatever it is. But you need to convince people to sell. And I feel like we're not, how do you learn sales? There's not many people that say I'm not good at sales. People say they don't like sales, but most people, if they get a sale, they generally think they can sell. So where did you learn sales?
Your ability to sell products at quantities great enough, at prices high enough, will ultimately determine your success in business.
100%, dude. And there's the thing, like if you can sell, you will never go hungry. You can sell.
It's probably the most powerful thing in business.
Yeah,
It'll determine how successful you are in business and life. And here's the trick. Everything in your life is a sale. Everything. You go home, you're selling your wife on what you're going to eat for dinner. You go home, you're selling your kids on to get dressed in the morning, to go to school, just to do things they don't like to do. Everything. Everything is a sale. You are trying to convince a person to do something. All right? You are selling them on the idea. Now, your ability to then negotiate the terms and conditions and everything, negotiation's a different thing too. But the very first fundamental thing with sales, and this is what everyone should understand, You first need to believe in what you're selling. You need to believe in the product. If you do not believe in what you're selling, you're not going to sell it. You're not going to sell it as well as someone that believes in it.
It comes across.
Right? And if you don't believe in it, why are you selling it? You're selling it just for money? Like you'll end up losing because that person will have a bad experience. That person it's not the product that they genuinely need and want in their life. They've just been tricked by a snake oil salesman.
So why do salesmen have a bad rap?
Because I think a lot of people have that persona about them. Here, buy this. If you drink this, okay. For context, I'm holding a bottle. This is called hydrogen water. Have you seen this before?
Yeah.
All right. So apparently you fill it with water, you press a little button, it goes blue, and all these little bubbles come up. All right. All these little bubbles up, and it puts hydrogen into the water.
Have to charge
it? Yeah, you do. You have to charge it. So apparently it helps you recover quicker. It makes you feel better. It, gives you more energy, a whole bunch of things. The long-term side effects are great.
How do you feel?
No different.
At all?
No, not even in the slightest.
They're not cheap.
They're $100.
Yeah, for a bottle.
Okay. I've watched a few videos. I got sold into it.
I just bought one. I just couldn't find a good one.
I don't even know if this is a good one. Okay, so I bought it. I've been drinking heaps of water. The consequence is I'm probably drinking more water than I used to. So is it good for me? Yeah, probably is in that regard. But is the actual hydrogen in it great? I don't know. But imagine if this person now, this does nothing other than put some bubbles in my water and make a blue light goes on. That's all it does. It hasn't really done what it needs to do. So that's a bad thing. They're selling it just to make a sale and make some money. Doesn't solve that whole need. Or maybe it's like a placebo. I'm thinking it's doing really well, but it's actually not doing anything for me. I'm just drinking more water, which in effect is good for me anyway.
Yeah, but so placebo works, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the catch of placebo.
That's right.
If you believe it's doing something, it probably is.
Yeah, so then imagine if you believe in your product.
Yeah.
Imagine if you believe in the thing that you're selling. And the way I look at sales is like this. I believe so strongly in all my products that I sell, whether it's a coaching and mentoring program, whether it's an event, whether it's a home I'm building for you. Whatever it is, I strongly believe in it on a couple of levels. I would sell it to my grandmother and know she's making...
We've mentioned this before.
Yeah, and I know she's making a good decision. If she was a builder, she had a building company, and I'm going to call it out, yeah. She had a building company and was like, I need some mentoring in my construction company. I would sell this to her. And I said, if you pay for this, it'll help you. You will be better because of having this investment in your business. Yeah. If she was looking to build a house, and she's like, I want you to build my house. I said, excellent. Here's the price. Let's go. I know by her building with me, she's going to get an amazing home. Not because she's my grandmother, because I believe in the product and the service. Now, you as a business owner have an obligation to your clients to sell them a product that you believe will help them solve their problem, improve their life. And the analogy I like to use is, imagine you have a blue pill, right? And this isn't to trigger anyone. I hope don't take offense to what I'm about to say. I know this might be hard for some people, but say I have a pill here and it cures cancer, okay? And you touch wood, you have cancer. Now, I can't force this down your throat. I can't hold your mouth open. I can't slam it down there. You have to willingly take it. I have to convince you. I have to convince you that you need to willingly take this blue pill, swallow it, and it will cure your disease. That's how you got to look at sales. I have the product that will help you with your problem, is the right thing for you, will genuinely help you, and it's the best solution for your problem. And I have an obligation to give you all the information, all the tools, everything you need in order to make that decision. So it's a combination of things. People think sales is just your ability to talk someone and convince them. No, it's not just that. Other things come into play. Brand comes into play in sales because people will have a perception of you and your company and what you're about and how you're going to buy their product. Negotiation comes into sales. Huge. Handling objections. Huge. Social proof. Huge. Connection with people, relationships, proof. So as in past projects, past testimonials, all these sorts of things. Everything comes into play with sales. It's not just one factor of me selling you into this product. It's not just that. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it can be that, supply and demand. If you have the only blue phone cases in stock, and there is 50,000 people that wants a blue phone case, and you have 40. Supply and demand, right? So sometimes you can go, oh, hey, I got the best blue phone cases. Yeah, cool. Take my money. Take my money. Take my money. So yes, that can happen too, but most of the time, no. You actually need to sell people in that aspect. It's like saying you're in retail. A lady walks in, she puts on a dress. It's a $5,000 dress. The lady's the size of a hippopotamus. Oh wow, you look amazing in that dress. But she doesn't. It's too tight fitting, it doesn't suit her, and she looks unattractive.
Yeah.
You could probably get a bigger dress that fits her better, that makes her actually look better suited and fitted for her. You go, cool, yeah, that dress is nice, but it's only $2,000. But you sell her the $5,000 one.
So don't tell them what they want to hear.
Don't tell them what they want to hear. Sometimes you need to give the truth. Say, guys, I do this every single day. So, because we sell high ticket items when it comes to construction, they're not paying $50. They're paying millions of dollars for a home for us to build for them. And I'll tell them straight out. They're like, oh, I need at the moment we're negotiating a project. It's a $4 million job. He goes, if this had a 3 in front of it, 3.99999, I'd pull the trigger right now and I'd sign. I'll get the deal done. I said, okay, give me some time. I'll rework it. I'm not going to drop my margin. I'm not going to drop the percentage of money that I'm going to put on that project. However, I am going to change aspects of that project. You want a 3 in front of this? Well, you can't put the tiles that are $200 a square metre in it. You're going to have to settle for tiles that are $100. You can't put that feature cladding on. You're going to have to use this other product. You want solar? Well, you know what? We're scrapping solar altogether. We'll put the provision in for it. You can put solar panels in 2 years' time when you can afford it. Because right now, you can't afford it. So I'm not dropping my service. I'm not dropping the quality. I'm not dropping the product. I'm making the project stack for them in such a way that they can make a decision and go, yes, we're happy to do that. And I'm not dropping using inferior products. We're still going to do the job the way it needs to be done. But just so you know, we're going to make some changes here. And then you're showing them expertise. You're building trust. You're not blowing smoke up their ass. Right? You're telling them what they need to hear. This isn't a $3 million job, right? If you told me, and I told them, okay, if you told me now I want to do this for 3.5, I said, the conversation's over. Thank you for your time with us. Good luck. We're out. We can't build it for that much. And not only I can't build it, if you find a builder that says I can do this for $3.5 million, run like you're on fire. Okay? Because they will go broke.
Cutting corners.
They will go broke. Or you're not going to get the home that you're hoping. Because even though 3.5 is a lot of money, it's not this home. It's not the same product. Some people need to hear that. Because other people will be like, okay, and because then that's when you don't become the snake oil salesman, because you're willing to walk away. And you go, no, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to know and need to hear. And that's how you build trust and rapport.
So why don't people like it?
Like which sales? It's difficult. They don't like rejection. You're probably going to get rejected more than you'll make. Depending on the product.
I've done that. I've sat there and made real estate one of the toughest jobs I've ever done. Taught me so much about behavior, human, sales, marketing.
How good?
Sick. But tough job.
Yeah.
Rejection, dude. Like real estate was when I first went and got a coach.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to get better. And I was like, how do I do this? The best guys have a coach. I'm going to go get a coach.
Yeah.
So I went and hired a coach. And he's like, okay, cool. We're going to do 250 calls a day. Sorry, a week. 250 calls a week.
He said for you to make?
Yeah. I'm going to do 250 calls a week. He's like, you reckon you can do that? I was like, yeah. He just set different targets. Like saying, some people only do 100. Some people do 500. We set it 250. It's 50 dials a day.
Yeah. It's a lot of phone calls.
It's a lot of phone calls, man. It'd take you a solid 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would book my 9 to 12 every day. And
funny with that, GC says he gets his people to make 250 a day, right?
Yeah,
really hammer people.
Yeah.
And have the script down, know it off by heart.
To do 250 a day, you need 2 things. You need to be dialing nonstop. You need to have a dialer.
Yeah.
Like an auto dialer.
Yeah.
So when you work in a call center, they've got an auto dialer.
Yeah, cool.
So you're not calling. This thing is dialing people, and as soon as you press ready, it drops a call on you.
Yeah.
And then the details come up, and you're like, hey, is that... And you're talking to them.
Francis.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're like, hey, I'm calling from blah, blah, blah. Because, dude, it is 50 calls a day. I used to smash my phone, destroy it. And I'd get rejected nonstop. And I used to just tell myself, this is cool. Like, it's all good. Like, if this was easy, everyone would do it. You know, I used to have things I used to say to myself to get myself through. And I used to chase. Like, I would call people nonstop. Like, even if I knew they weren't going to answer, I'd drop them a message. I'd put something in the mailbox. I would, you know what I mean? And I had that. And then it's like now that lacks a bit. And it's like, what is it? Like, not in the sense, I don't mind doing the deal. I just seebs with the chase.
Yeah.
Like, in the sense of if I speak to someone 3-4 times and now they're being difficult or they're not answering, I've just had so little that have come to light that have gone down that route that I just think, don't waste your time. Like, move on to the next thing. But then you hear the other thing of you need to connect 15 times before people convert and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, what do you do there? What? Okay, first question. Why do you think, I don't know if you can answer this, but why do you think I feel that way about it? Because I don't mind, like, if someone sat there and said, hey, there's going to be 6 people walking into this boardroom, we're sitting in a boardroom right now, 6 people walking into this boardroom right now and one after another, like you got an hour or 90 minutes with each one and you need to do a presentation and sell them, I wouldn't mind that. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But it's so this guy hasn't answered, hasn't done anything, hasn't responded to our texts, and now I've got to continuously chase him.
Because you feel he's not qualified and you're wasting your time. You think there's probably more probability that he's not going to buy your product because you haven't had that qualification process. Because qualification is important too. If you're going in cold, and we were talking about this a little while ago at some of our events, we got a lot of people coming into a room through advertising. So they hadn't built that rapport, that trust, that following with us where they go, okay, cool, I know what George is about. I've been following him for 6 months. So it was a lot harder for them to go, okay, yeah, I'm willing to spend X amount of dollars to be in his program or to buy his next course. So I think touch points are important too, because a lot of the people I spoke to following the event, they were all like, yeah, this was great. I got so much out of it. Fantastic. I'm like, cool. Why didn't you continue? What was your roadblock? So, and that was interesting for me to hear. I had one of those conversations today. Well, why didn't you continue? If you thought it was so great and you could see what we're doing and what we're about, how come you didn't make the commitment to go that next level? One of them said, I've been to a lot of these courses in the past and, I didn't get a lot out of them. I said, yeah, but you're making a decision based off your experiences with someone else, not with me. They go, I'll give you a money back guarantee. Does that make you want to sign? Do you want to get the ticket now or later? Cash or card? And it's like, well, why aren't they committing? What's the reason why they aren't committing? Some people just can't get out of their own way. And you're right, they need to be convinced 3, 4, 5 times before they make that commitment. I've got one guy who's coming to an event of mine in a couple of weeks' time. He was following me for probably 2-3 years. He came to our very first event last year, end of last year, bought a ticket to my 3-day course, came to my 1-day course last week. I believe that he will be the type of person that will convert on the day coming into a 12-month program because he's gone through that aspect of going, okay, I've been following George for a while now. He knows his shit. I've gone to his event. Fuck, he knows what he's talking about. He's going to spend 3 whole days with him. I'm going to blow his mind with shit. He'll be like, yeah, cool. How do I get more? Let's sign up. So maybe some people do need that. And when you call people out of the blue, random, they're not qualified, you probably feel, okay, I have to work this much harder to get them across the line maybe and show them my value. And I'm competing with 15 other blokes that they're speaking to at the moment. Am I wasting my time? So you're probably a bit demotivated before you even start the call.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept. What I've done to tackle it is I've now built a full sales system.
Cool.
Yeah. Like a whole system online that is trackable. Like now I can look at every single month and say, okay, cool. We had this many leads come in. We spent this much on ads. We had this much leads come in. We had this many people turn into a warm lead. This many people turn into a hot lead. This many proposals went out. This many sales. And really break down the numbers and say, okay, cool. And now I can get a person in and say, here, salesperson. Yeah, sell. There's leads coming in.
Yeah.
There's all these leads we have got going, sell. Your job is to sell. And I've created a process around what I do. I've documented everything. Because, dude, like, I feel like when I sit down with another person,
you get rapport.
I do okay. Yeah. But I just don't have the. Yeah, it was a big wake up for me. Put it that way.
Do you think it's your ability to close? Because that's a big thing too. The sale's one thing. The close is where you make the money. All right. So there's a book, Grant Cardone, if you've never read it. If you have read it, it's The Closer's Guide to Survival. Have you read that one?
No. Well, I'm going to buy it right now.
Buy it right now. Have you read his other one, Sell or Be Sold?
I've read 10X Mentor, 10X Rule.
Get Sell or Be Sold and get
I'm going to buy
Survivor's Guide to Survival. The
reads.
Closer's Guide to Survival. And effectively, the Closer's Guide to Survival is like it answers, he'll go through the book and talk about closing and the importance of closing. And then he'll also handle 100 objections. So there'll be 100 objections listed in their book. And then he'll say, this is the objection, this is how I close it. This is the objection, this is how I close it. So he's got a playbook really to handle objections. And it's a cool book.
Is it a read?
Yeah, I read and listen. So
every single book?
Yeah, I get a lot more out of it. So that's a little bit of a hack for you guys. I think I learned that from Alex Hormozy as well. He says, if you want to retain, and it's so true, mind you, because I used to read books without Audible, like without audio, and then I used to listen to books without reading. And he goes, if you can do both of them, both of those two things, read and have the audio book at the same time, he goes, you retain about 60% more of the book and more of the information in that book. And it's so true. That's the only way I read now. I listen and read at the same time. Even though it might be a bit slower, because I can generally read a bit faster than what the person's talking.
When I've done it before, I don't do it for every book.
Yeah.
When I do it, I read at 2 times speed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
so I would also,
fast.
that's right. So I would, for the closers, you could probably listen to Sell or Be Sold, but the closer's guide is good to read because you can actually see the objections there.
Guide. Just
the Audible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Sell or Be Sold.
Sell or Be Sold, yeah. So I mean, even for listeners at home, like do some research, learn some shit, and they're easy reads too. They're not difficult reads. But the sellers would be Seller's Guide to Survival would be good in the car for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm a fan of Cardone, but
yeah, there's heaps of salespeople out there too. What's the other guy? Wolf of Wall Street guy?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his style.
Yeah, me either.
Even Cardone's style's a bit full on.
Yeah, it is. He's very cut,
I'm going to
in and
sell
out. Yeah, I'm going to sell my soul. Like, do it.
I'm a
Maybe
Scientologist.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he did. But yeah, it was a concept where it made me realize the level of importance behind it. And then there's a really cool guy. His name is Daniel Priestley. He owns Dent Global. Have you heard of Dent?
No.
Really cool dude. And he talks about how he goes, I've built 3 8-figure businesses, and he goes, I don't do anything in them. Not in the sense of I've done nothing. He goes, but I hire the people that do that role best. Like, I don't sit there selling, I hire salespeople. Yeah. I don't sit there marketing, I hire the best marketers. I don't sit, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't do any of that. Like, that's my job is to get all the right people in the room and make sure that we can deliver. And he does really high level strategy.
Was it this episode or last episode we were talking about employees and hiring good people? Whenever it was, check it out. Sort out your life.
Last one?
Last one. Go listen to both of them. Listen to the last one, then come back and listen to this one again.
And then
we're talking about employing. We're talking about employing really good people to fulfill a role in your business.
Incompetence.
Same thing.
You were talking about incompetence before.
Can't remember. We talk about so much.
But yeah, I think sales is underrated, man. I think it is underrated a lot. And
yeah, you don't think of it as your core thing to do day to day, especially with how much most people have to do in their business, whether you're in the building game or whether you're in the florist game. There's so much to do day-to-day operations that you don't necessarily put time aside and go, cool, I need to sell today.
I think every business should have a salesperson.
Yeah, interesting.
Every single business.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Should have a person dedicated to sales.
Yeah.
And if you're not generating enough leads.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Dude, and the mentor I was telling you about who showed me this, his next question was, how much time a week do you dedicate to sales? And I was like, I don't really dedicate any time. Like if there's, you know what I mean? There's opportunities there, I'll follow it up. But I don't have a 2 hours, like with real estate, I was 3 hours a day on the phones, 3 hours a day, 9 to 12. You know what I mean? I'd come in at 8, do my emails and stuff, admin for an hour, And then from 9, I was straight on the phone. Go lock myself in a room when it comes to lunchtime.
Yeah.
And I don't have that now. Now I do.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that. And I was like, cool, that's a very good eye-opening thing, because he picked out what it was that was stopping me from taking that. Like, we did get to this point, and then how do I get to the...
And that's the whole purpose of a mentor, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because you can be often so entrenched in what you're doing that you need someone to go, oi,
yeah, this
snap
is
out of it.
Dude, he picked it like that.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
That's
He's
the
like,
ability of a
dude,
good
and he
mentor.
looked at me and he's like, I know what you're doing, 1 second. He goes getting a call. He's like, 1 second, I know exactly what's wrong. And I was sitting there thinking, you don't know.
You got no idea. You're
got
Googling
no idea.
it.
Yeah,
You're Googling it right now. You're asking
Siri.
Siri.
He knows just like that.
Yeah.
And then he knew.
Yeah.
And he blew me away. All right, so for people doing this, if they want to get good at sales.
Educate, role play, practice.
What's the key? One key thing. Like
what?
biggest selling.
Believing in your product, without a doubt. Has to be the number one. If you
Yeah.
don't believe in your product.
Believing in your product is
you're not
that
going to,
massive.
like,
That and rapport.
yeah. Yeah, the person needs to build that. You need to build that trust with the people over the phone. For sure. Oh, I'm sorry. You need to build trust with that person that you're communicating with.
Yeah, whether in person, over the phone, email,
Whatever it is, yeah.
text.
Yeah, if you could have rapport before you have that meeting with them, makes a huge difference. Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, but it's a pillar of business that you can't avoid.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Your business's success is
lifeblood.
predicated on it, yeah.
If you're not making cash, you don't have a business.
100%.
You got a hobby.
If people aren't buying, you're doing something wrong. And yeah. Anything you want to add to that? Sales?
There
Tips.
is. Tips.
So much.
That's a good one. Okay, so what advice could I give to people about selling now? Right.
Why should someone put the effort into it? Why should someone read that book? Why should I read that book? Convince me.
Read that particular book?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of GC.
Just small time.
Yeah.
Small time.
Just play a small game. But what's the...
If being yourself was enough, there'd be no such thing as self-development. Right?
So the thing...
Yeah, if being yourself was enough. So ultimately, why you should read it is because you can become that better person in your business. All right, and look, honestly, you learn something from someone all the time. It's very rarely that you come up with the whole concept of an idea. Okay.
Yeah, well,
you're going to learn
it's a discovery.
Yeah,
it's like new science.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do that with selling. Like, you're going to have to either do it through trial and error. You're either going to have to sit in front of 100 people every single day and try and sell them and learn techniques and go, yep, I use this posture, I wore this color shirt,
yeah,
I had this sound in the background, I had this smell, using all these different things and trying to figure it out yourself. Or you can go find someone that's already done it, that's a master at it, and read it in a simple fucking book, or watch it online, or do a training course, or go and do an online course, whatever it is. So if you suck at sales, get fucking better. Get better. Self-educate. And this is coming back to what you were talking about the other day when you go, last episode when we were talking about with a woman makes more than a man, right? And then if the man wanted to make more or be the protector or be that founder, well, upskill. Like, do things.
Yeah.
Upskill. Selling is a skill. It's not a God-given right. It's not like, it doesn't come naturally to you like breathing.
Do you think
it is a skill?
Okay, perfect question. Do you think it comes more naturally to some people than others?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Because some people are better communicators, more charismatic, easier to connect with.
Yeah.
If I sat here and I was like, hi, Robbie. Look, I've built 4 homes and 3 of them are still standing, and like the other one I'm still building, but it's like,
okay,
it was just a bad client, but like we were bad too.
Yeah.
But so do you want to sign? Like, can you sign?
Let me.
Like, you've got to have that community. You've got to be confident and understand, believe in your product so much, have such strong unwavering belief that your product is the best fucking thing for them, that you're not leaving this room without signing a contract. You're not leaving. I'm not going to let you leave. I'm not going to let you leave because you know why? Because you're going to die. You're going to die. If this guy leaves, he's going to die. I've got to make him sign this contract right now.
I find that very taxing.
Oh, did you want it to be easy?
No, not difficult. Taxing.
What's the difference?
difficult is hard. There is
Taxing
hard things
is
that are
draining?
not taxing. Yeah. Taxing is like, for example,
Fucking
I'm
get
not
some-
okay.
Get some hydrogen water into you.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's
you
all it
reckon?
is, man. That's why I'm so pumped for this podcast. I finished the whole bottle.
No, so let me give you an example. Okay, we went to the GP the other day.
Yes.
I'm not a very outgoing person. But I'd like to think that when you sit here with me, you don't sit there like, man, this guy's all good.
Good guy.
This guy's all good. You know what I mean?
It can't be fun come and speak to you, but he's a good guy.
Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't. So, how do I say this? I don't get energy from people I don't know.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That is very, like that guy came to start talking to me, like he was just doing like a networking thing, and he was like, yeah, what do you do, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as he told me he was in construction, I was like, hey, meet George. I did that. I was like, hey, meet George. And then I just sat there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't get a lot out of talking to people I don't know or care for or have an interest in. Do you know what I mean?
Never talk to
Strangers?
strangers.
You reckon that's why?
You never talk to strangers, huh? That's what we're taught as kids. Who the fuck buys from you?
Strangers.
Strangers.
Yeah,
All right.
that's GC.
It's all GC. But it's like exactly who's going to buy from you? Strangers.
Yeah.
So you do, if that's something that's a problem for you, as far as when it comes to selling, you'd need to get over that.
Yeah, but
For
so
sure.
if you say to me, if you say call this random person, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be like, like I'll pick up the phone and
But
call.
you're saying it's taxing in the sense that it's sucking energy out of you each time you do it, right? Because it is hard. I feel that you're not getting over that barrier of the likelihood of this turning into sales. If you sold every person and you fucking $50,000 a sale,
Still be taxing.
bullshit.
I guarantee you.
No,
dude.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Why?
If you sat here, if I gave you 10 contacts, 100. I give you 100
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
No,
So at the start,
Okay.
no, I know
I'll give you
exactly where you got
100.
this. Yeah, and at the start,
I'll give you 100
it would be like, this is sick, this is sick, this is sick.
Not at the start. I'm talking all the way to the end.
Yeah,
I said, listen, you're going to make 30 sales.
Yeah.
You're
So-
going to make 30 sales. They're going to pay 50K off you.
Yeah.
You're going to get to, but you have to get to 100 today.
Yeah, and I
But
would.
you're going to sell,
I would.
and you'd be pumped every single moment.
Yeah, but
You would not be taxed. At the end of the day, when you get to that
but
figure,
you're not,
you
you're,
go, fucking
you're not
ball.
looking at the full picture, because yes, that would be sick at the start, but eventually, when that became normal, that would be taxing again.
So as in when you're making $2 million a day.
Day, yeah,
Yeah,
and then
right.
that becomes. Well, we'd have to rename the podcast to $2 million days.
Stop it.
That would become normal, because then it would become taxing, because that's now normal, and then that is now the process of I need to speak to people consistently.
Okay, but then you change it up, because by the time you hit those levels and you hit that level, maybe it's not you on the phone anymore doing that stuff.
Yeah,
You're gonna
that's
get other people
which is
in
that is the route I'm heading down now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Where do I need to get this to be able to put a person on?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
But you should still be good at it. You still need to be good at it. You still need
Yeah, but I don't think I'm bad at it.
Okay, I think you need to get out of your own head.
Yeah, go elaborate.
I think you got to do some push-ups.
What do you mean?
You just got to get pumped.
But
You get
dude,
pumped for it, though.
do you ever call me and I'm like, unless I'm in a
No,
professional
no,
environment,
no.
do you ever call me and I'm like, hey,
And
man.
especially when you're in a professional environment, I'm on the other end of
Yeah.
the line going, what's going on, you
Yeah.
mad dog? Are you fucking dominating? And he was like, thank you for the call, George.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct at the moment. Yeah, I am dominating. You're fucking the clients, aren't you, you dad? You fucking selling or what? Or are you fucking taxed again?
Yeah, but so perfect example. There's been some good sales that have come through
Yeah.
recently in one of the businesses.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I don't look at that and say, yeah, see, like I don't need the reassurance. Like,
Yeah.
I know I can talk to people, but it's more I can't be fucked. It's weird, huh?
Yeah.
I can't work out what it is. And then is it like the whole introvert, extrovert? Because I'm not very extroverted at all.
Yeah.
I'm very
It could be. It could be that. It could be something to do with
That's
that,
what I'm
for sure.
saying. So
But
is it
maybe if you
easier
grow-
for some
maybe if
people?
you have a higher purpose to what you're actually doing, in the sense of, you got the jet, you want the chopper on the super yacht, okay, or getting your chopper like these are the
but
steps
you
now,
don't
like,
have
can
to.
you
Yes,
link it?
but you don't have to talk to random people to do that. I can build a team around me that could, like when I talk to my team, that's not taxing for me.
Yeah.
Unless they're being like, if I talk to if you have a person on your team who's difficult or a drainer, that can be. But overall, I don't get tired. Like I don't have a team meeting and sit there.
Yeah.
Because it's like your inner circle is. I don't leave here and sit there Man, it was a hard podcast.
Talking to George.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't do that.
Iggy's draining it. I hope I don't have to speak to Iggy after I get off this fucking podcast.
I don't do that. So it's like, do you get them?
I do, but I'm trying to crack you.
Crack.
I'm trying to crack that egg.
Crack on.
Why though? Why? See, I get highly motivated when. Okay, I did this thing about value the other day. We'll get into it in a second, but I get highly motivated when I make the sale.
Yeah.
Like when I sign a contract for a home, I'm back. You guys are not stopping me.
Yeah,
like,
I know, but so that's because, two things. One, what you do is extremely high ticket. And two, you might do on a great year.
Yeah.
10 sales, 8 sales.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
correct.
that matters.
Correct.
It's quantity. If you're doing 8 sales a day, by week 3, you'd be like, I'm fucking over this.
Nah.
You would, dude.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Oh, maybe you like sales.
I like money.
Yeah.
I told you, I want to offend people.
I like money too.
I want to offend them. I want to walk in and Iggy looks at me and goes, George, I'm offended.
I like money too.
Thank you, Iggy.
Okay, so what is it then? What is it?
Yeah. He loves it. Iggy loves it. Iggy would never be offended. I couldn't do it. What is it? Get pumped. Get pumped.
am.
You're not doing enough push-ups.
Dude, come on.
Get down. Give me 10. No,
I would say I'm very...
I know for a fact, if I was selling... Say I was doing in one of the businesses, right?
Here's the thing. I'm never not doing it.
No. I get that. But I want you to get pumped for it. See, so we're talking about value. I did an exercise with people on value.
Do you reckon he's wrong?
Who? Your mentor?
Yeah.
That you need to love it?
No, he just said you don't love it.
No, that's 100%. You probably don't love that process enough. Because you're saying it's draining you. It's draining your
taxing,
energy.
Yeah. If I do like 3 back-to-back, even that thing, proposals.
Yeah.
If I do that back-to-back, I would be done, dude. By the end of the day.
See, because I was going to call a whole bunch of people now. It'll be interesting. I'm going to touch base with you on the next podcast. I'm going to call a whole bunch of people in the next week.
We do talk in between podcasts, just for everyone's reference.
I don't, because it's taxing. And
Yeah, go.
I'm going to do, between now and our next podcast, I'm going to call about 100 people. Okay?
Yeah.
Next week, I'm going to call 100 people. So
Like
next
purposefully or
week,
just
to actually make a sale. I'm going to call 100 people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, to sell a product, to sell a course.
Yeah, I can do that.
But I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell you if I'm going to be drained at the end of it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Okay, because I think even if I get 1 sale, 2 sale, 5 sales, I'll be like, yeah, sick.
Yeah.
All right. And even if I did that back to back to day, and I don't think after 3 weeks I would get sick of it. Do you know what I mean?
So,
if that was my sole job as a salesperson doing that role in the business, if I was, even with big ticket items, small ticket items, whatever it is, if I sold $50,000 packages and I sold 30 a week, by week 52, I'd be fucking still pumped.
Yeah, see, I don't enjoy the process that much. It's everything in my life.
What about the result?
Yeah, and when it's new, it's sick.
But what about the result? Forget the process. Does the result pump you up?
Not as much, no. Like when it was new, but like now, like if I could do, like I feel good about it, but I don't.
Exactly. You'd feel good about 100K a day or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
next month you're making 100K in sales. Like you'd be pumped. Like sick. Good month.
Of course.
It's a bit slow.
Business person.
It's a bit slow by our standards.
Not going to look at it and say, like I'm not in that position in life.
Yeah.
Money still matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It always will, regardless. Yeah. Even when we have that level of wealth and we're offending people.
Yeah, but then if you
offending people by our presence.
If you're a billionaire and then you lose 10 grand, you're going to be like, are you really talking to me about this now? Are you actually taking up my time? Get away from me. spray them so they leave.
Don't touch me, I'm casting. Yeah. Don't speak to me, I'm casting. Is that what we say? Don't touch me, I'm casting?
Don't touch me, I'm casting.
It's going to be in neon lights when we get a proper studio. Not that this isn't, but it's going to be don't touch me, I'm casting.
We might be closer to that studio and office than
it's going to happen.
Than anticipated.
It's going to happen. When sick shit happens, sick shit will happen.
Yeah, so
you can come to our office and be offended.
Me?
No, people.
I'll come and be offended.
Invite. You look in the mirror. I'm offended by you, George.
Yeah.
Why? Robbie.
Yeah, so I don't know. I wouldn't say that I can't sell.
No, we're just trying to get down to why is it taxing? Why is it draining
I think it's for me that's always been.
But why? Okay, so I'm going to ask you why.
Yeah, I just
why
think
are you getting drained by that?
I'm an introvert.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I never would have thought you were an introvert
Because that's
because the way we communicate.
Yeah, but
do you know what I mean? Because when we're together, we're quite high energy.
That's because I know you.
Yeah, I know, but
An introvert
still
is not a quiet
necessarily-
person.
Sorry,
An introvert's not a quiet person.
you reckon a lot of the time, but introverts they like to keep to themselves more so.
No, an introvert. So this is the best explanation I've ever heard for introvert and extrovert. It's an introvert gets their energy from spending time alone. An extrovert gets their energy from spending time with people. So if an extrovert spends time alone, they get down. If an introvert spends too much time with people that they don't, especially people they don't know, they get down. But if they're around people they know, like their inner circle, it doesn't impact their energy.
See, I found it's really interesting. When I first joined some, let's call it a cult. When I first joined a cult, my first experience with a cult. So people were there were saying, hey, they didn't like me. Or not because they didn't like me, I just didn't communicate or go out of my way to speak to people.
Yeah, why?
Because I'm like, fuck these guys. I'm here for me.
Yeah, okay.
I just wanted to do my own thing.
Weren't you there to sell?
At that cult? No.
Why?
To sell? No, I was there to learn how to be a cult leader.
How to lead a cult.
How to lead a cult. No, in all seriousness. So I was part of a mentoring program, and then I went in there with selfish reasons as far as, like, I'm just here to get what I need to get to grow my business, to do what I need to do. And the people around me, like, whatever, dude. Like, you want to talk to me? Cool, talk to me. I'm not going to be rude, but I wasn't actively going out there. Hey, man, my name's George. Do you look in the build? What do you do for your business? Hey, cool, great, come with me. And I found as I've gotten older, that's been the case as well. I have less time for people that don't give me energy, if that makes sense. So I have less time for people. If I think someone's going to be draining, like I'm out of that conversation pretty quickly. I'm going to check out.
Okay.
But once I see you're a mad dog, I'm like, oh, cool. We're best friends for life.
But so
I don't know what I am, whether I'm extroverted or introverted. Don't know. Because sometimes, like, I see people that I know, like good friends, I immediately, I'm pumped.
Yeah, but so that doesn't mean you're introverted. That's so
Extroverted.
To be introverted, it doesn't mean even with your good mates, you can get pumped from your good mates.
Yeah.
Because that is like, it's like, put it this way. An extrovert has to go out to get energy.
Okay.
An introvert gets energy from home base.
Yeah.
Home base can be your family, your friends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think I'm more home-based these days.
I'm without a doubt in the world.
Yeah.
Home base.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I'm home-based more so these days. But in saying that, like when we went to the Grand Prix the other day, I was happily to talk. If people wanted to come up to me and have a chat, I'd have a chat.
I would have a chat too, but I just like...
I wouldn't be going shaking. I wouldn't be going
I
around
don't-
and go, hey man, what do you do with yourself?
Okay,
And
so I don't vibe
know
with that
people that
energy.
are like that too. They'll go in that room, like when we went to the Grand Prix, we're in the corporate area, right? Because it must be nice. We're high rollers. We don't fuck around.
Yeah.
Okay. So go into this corporate area,
Yeah.
as you do when you're a high roller.
High roller.
We're trying to offend. We weren't offending people there. There was definitely other people offending more than we were.
Yeah.
Walked into the room, but it wasn't my intention to go in there and shake hands with everyone in the room. I didn't walk in there with that intention. If someone came up to me and we're chatting and we got to doing deals or whatever, great. But it wasn't my intention. Whereas I know people that would go, cool, I'm going to spend 20 grand over the next 4 days. I'm going to make sure I make that 20 grand back and then some, because I'm going to speak to every single person in the room.
I think is very smart.
Yeah, from that perspective of networking, doing deals, absolutely. I think where we were, there was other... I reckon we would have been better off in a different tent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think where we were, it was still corporate, it was still business owners, it was still good. But I reckon...
It was people hanging together.
It was more people, yeah, exactly right. There was people there that were bringing clients, were doing deals and, enjoying the day. Whereas if you went into, say, the Zagami tent, for example, right, those tickets were $8,500 a day per person. Now, you're generally going to be rubbing shoulders with either clients of Zagami. So for those of you that don't know, the Zagami is a luxury car brand.
Dealer?
Yeah, dealer. That's right. They sell Ferraris, Lambos, you name it, they sell it. So you're going to be rubbing, and they give tickets to the people that buy cars from them. So those types of people, you're going to be rubbing shoulders with some decent people of influence.
6 figures plus on cars, multiple 6 figures.
That's right. Having multiple cars, all that sort of stuff. Now, perhaps you could then go in there with that mindset, go, cool, we're going to make some connections today.
And here's the thing. If you came to me and you're like, hey, listen, I just got 2 tickets to Zagami's. We need to go in and we need to connect with as many people.
How interesting. I've just fucking had an epiphany. Shit.
What happened?
Shit. Okay. Let's just say next year we get 2 tickets every single day for the 4 days of the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
8.5 grand. Yep. So it's at 19 grand. Those 2 8, 16, 17 grand a day.
A day. Yeah.
A day. But we go in there with the intention, and we should document this because that would be sick.
Dude, and I would do that.
That would be sick.
And I'd go
and we'll
in.
do a whole documentary and say, look, today me and Robbie are here for the sole purpose of one thing and one thing only. Connecting and making back the money and then some with the people in this tent.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you the power of sales. We're going to show you the power of networking. We're going to show you the power of influence and what it means to do business.
And I'll do that.
Dude, what a fucking sick concept. 17 grand a day it's going to cost us.
So we're going to go 90 grand. What's that? 34.
I've got to get my calculator.
68,
I'm too
68
pumped.
grand.
I'm too pumped and I can't fucking think straight.
68. Come on.
Times 4.
You don't trust my maths. Do you love maths? Do you? 68K in the hole to go and say, that's easy, but you don't think we'd make that back? Come on, dude, that's one client.
Okay. But think about the scarcity mentality with that. What a fucking sick idea. I'm so pumped for this. Right? All right? What a sick idea. Because how many people do you honestly think? Iggy.
4 days.
4 days.
2 people. You don't reckon we could get one? Come on.
Iggy, would you spend $68,000 to be in a tent full of business people? $68,000. Would you spend now out of your bank account $68,000 today? Because you owned a business in Mongolia, didn't you? Yeah. Okay, so you're a business owner, so you can relate. Would you spend $68,000 to go to the Grand Prix? It's in Mongolia, okay? $68,000, but you know you're going to be in the room with high-level business people. No guarantee of work, but you're just going to be rubbing shoulders with high-level business people in that room.
Yeah, sure.
You would?
Yeah.
Do you think people would struggle to do that?
I think most people.
I think most people would struggle. Yeah. $68,000. Imagine you go home to your missus or your mister, whatever it is. You go, hey, we're going to spend $68,000. No, I'm saying it could be a woman businessman. It could be a woman business person. A woman businessman. Tune into the last episode for that context.
Yeah, just for context.
So $68,000.
Yeah,
we're going to spend that, or we go to the Ferrari tent.
Yeah, but so for example, that. Yeah, I would do that. I'm going in for a mission. Okay, let me give you another.
But I'm like,
you're pumped for it.
I'm serious. I'm actually being really dead serious about this.
Why would we not do it?
But imagine how good that would be to document. This is the sort of shit when you're talking about building brand, building reputation. This is the shit that goes viral.
Have you
We're going to go, here's my Amex, tap, right? Get the points, right? Get the 4 tickets and go, we want access to the Zagami tent on this day, on these days. And we want to be speaking with all these people in the room. And say, hey, what are you doing here? Hey, yeah, excellent. Well, have you bought a car with yourself? We'll go kill the conversation. What do you do with this? Oh, maybe I'm a builder. Oh, what do you do? I'm digital marketing. We do all these high-end clients. We do blah, 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 blah. Hey, can I help you? What do you do with your business? Let me help you out. We could do some sick shoots with your Ferrari.
It only takes one that would pay for that.
Yeah, but the idea is that we weren't going in there for one. I'd want to spend $68,000
and I'd want to
walk out with $1 million. Yeah. Okay, and then tell everyone, there you go. That's how you fucking do it. That's how you close the deal.
I agree. I would, but see, that's so. Okay, I'll give you another example.
Are you a bit pumped about that?
It sounds like it'd be fun, but see, also it sounds like it'd be fun because it's a new experience, and I like new.
But there's no guarantee.
Oh yeah, it's like.
What if you walk out of there with none? Dude. But this is where people are.
I will back myself.
I'm fucking dead set for this. I'm ready to buy tickets.
Would you not back yourself? I'd back myself.
Yeah.
I can go into a room and connect.
Okay, so dude, think about life and death.
Hold on. Where did we meet? I sat in front of you, sat down, you were sitting down. I came and sat in front of you and I said, hey, what the fuck is up?
This guy. This guy looks like a mad dog. See, this is at that event, and that's where I met you.
And I was like, what is up? And we had a chat, and we're like, okay, cool. We exchanged numbers, and then you called me asking for something once, and we connected. And
is that what it was? I don't even remember. I remember sitting down.
asking for a website.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, and you're like, hey,
did you do it?
No, but you're like, I got these guys that want this. Can you do it? And I was like, yeah. And I think I gave you some prices, and then nothing ever happened. And then you called me like, hey, you going to this other thing?
That's right.
And we both had to fly to Brisbane. Remember? Yeah, remember.
Can't remember. But how good's that? So you said you did websites. I remember at the time, and I said, look, I got some clients that want some websites. You would have priced it, and they didn't go ahead.
And that's
all
that
still,
happened.
The connection was there. So arguably, how good's that connection been following, and how much money have we made together and going to make together?
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but this is
sitting in the
whole
room.
purpose of I'm putting you're putting your nuts on the line. We're investing $68,000 to be in this tent to speak to people in that room. How are we going to make that back? This is life or death.
I will do it.
This is life or death right now. We're going to say, yep, here it is.
But see, to me, okay, here's another thing with that. I would leave that tent every day fucked.
Yeah. Oh, as in you'd be drained?
Yeah.
What if you made the sale? I mean, it's going to be hard unless you're taking the square terminal
okay, cool.
and say,
Okay,
here,
let me be clear about this. If I did a deal with someone and I walked down and I was like, hey, George, we're going to do $1 million with this guy. Like, yes, I'm going to be pumped. But that's not that. You got to understand that's an external. Yes, the external influence will outweigh that. But if we walked in, if we did that for 10 years straight and every single time we're doing $1 million, by the 10th year, that would become normal to me and it would still be a taxing experience. Does that make sense? You don't understand what I'm saying, huh?
Oh, no, I get it. It's annoying me, though, that you're not pumped enough.
Well, I'll do it, 100%.
I know you do it. I know you do it. I want you to be pumped doing it, though.
Oh, see, I'm not a networker. I'm not a go up to random. I will do it because I know the power behind it. I spoke to you that day because
so
I knew.
We know of a guy that does a similar thing to you. Okay? In the same business, same type of business.
Yep.
And he goes to events and does exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right? And he continuously goes to him, and just with the sole purpose of connecting with people to make sales.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know where I was going with that. But he sees that opportunity in what he's doing and ends up getting those sales across the line. Some of them, most of them, whatever it is.
Yeah. Is there a benefit to that? I'm sure there is.
Yeah, without a doubt there is.
Yeah.
I mean, you're selling, it's the longevity of the business. Right? You're effectively ensuring the success of your business long term and short term, but long term. You're getting customers through the door.
Yeah. Where are you going with that?
I don't know where it's going. I've lost my train of thought. But ultimately, man, like if we can, you said you would do it, but you didn't love it.
Yeah, I
want you to love it. How do we change yourself to loving it? Because I don't know, it's obviously you're not connected to the outcome. Because the outcome is what makes me love it. If I had to sell, if we were selling a free product, would I be as pumped? Absolutely not.
Events.
Yeah.
Fun.
So much fun.
Taxing.
Come. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm wrecked at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I'm pumped throughout the whole process.
So am I.
But you just said you didn't enjoy the process.
Hey, I don't enjoy, but do you think...
sales process.
So do you ever call me and I'm like, hey, man, like ever, seriously, ever.
Never.
Every time it's
never.
It's the ability to lift yourself when you need to.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the ability, and I do that with I don't walk into a sales call or a proposal or a meeting or a strategy meeting and go and sit there. Hey guys, I've got a strategy I think will work quite well. But I don't do that. I walk in and say, I can do this, man. Let's go. You know what I mean? I can do that. But then that is limited energy. That's why when I leave the room.
If you go for a 10K marathon,
dude,
if you go for a 10K run, you're going to be tired at the end of it.
Yes.
All right, so it is going to be taxing in that regard. But a lot of people enjoy running. They get the fitness, they get the benefit, they like sweating, whatever it is. They get, man. I couldn't think of anything worse.
Hate it so much.
It's so shit, isn't it?
I do it for the brain mental battle. But yeah, so you got the same. So hey, maybe I will.
But that's not a bad thing then.
I don't see it as a bad thing.
No,
I think it's a bad thing.
Just says, you're just expelling energy at the end of the day. That's all it is.
It's a taxing process.
You're using the energy. Taxing doesn't mean bad.
No, it just means you're using. You leave it.
It has to.
Tiring.
It has to. Because even when we do events and we're sitting there and talking,
that is taxing. When I leave an event, I can't do anything after it. I have to go home and slow down.
I remember once I was really sick at an event, like fucking
it?
worse. I've had COVID once, maybe twice. Is that even a thing? Is that a real thing?
What?
That COVID thing? I don't know.
Yeah. Going to China next week to work it out.
Oh, yeah, you are. Going to China. You better fucking get your sales game up. See what you can import.
Yeah, I'll see if I can sell those guys. Cool. That should be a good trip.
Looking forward to hearing the stories.
If I get back.
If you get back in time. What we're talking about. So you're interrupting my flow.
Sick.
Oh, yeah, I got sick. I was so sick on stage. I didn't have COVID, but I had severe man flu. and I was
Man flu.
Man flu.
Not a woman flu.
I would never. Would never. That wouldn't stop me. That would motivate me.
Yeah. It's like,
I would keep going.
listen, stop a woman, but it won't stop me.
I would. What sexist joke could I make? Let me think. Woman flu. What? Anyway, I can't think of anything. I'll think about it next time, and I'll get back to you. Do you reckon we have many women listeners?
It's
Hey, if
actually-
you're a woman, give us a shout out. Give us I know who does.
Who?
Should I say the name?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, they might get pumped. I don't know. How old you know them? I don't know who you're talking about.
Their initials are ST.
T.
Yeah. You know them.
I know them.
Yeah. I called him, you called him, and he didn't answer. It's his partner. She listens, and shout out to you, ST. You know who it is.
Yeah, ST. And your partner's name's ST as well.
Oh, yes. How good.
Yeah.
If you and your partner have the
Both
same
have the
initials,
same initials.
ST, okay,
That is
I know
so
you listen.
funny.
So thank you for listening. We love having you here.
And-
You're a valued guest.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, a valued listener.
And-
And maybe one day be a guest.
And to the other ST, return a fucking phone call.
That's it. Jesus. Both of us have
Return a
called
phone
you
call.
and messaged you, and you haven't answered. Shit. Where'd we
That
go with
person-
that? I was talking about women and offending them, but it was something else before that.
You were talking about being sick at the event.
Oh, I was so sick, so drained. Like, it was the hardest thing. And I was still pumped doing the event, but I got home and collapsed. Couldn't do a thing. And then we've done events recently because we do the event, we pack up, man. I get home, I'll have a shower, have something to eat. I fall asleep on the couch straight away.
I'm like that too. I'm
But
so
throughout the
tired.
whole day, so pumped.
I'm
like,
so tired
good
that
as
even
this.
when I do it, I want a comforting meal after it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that was work. As fun as it is.
Yes. Okay.
Being
I don't have an
offstage
issue now with you saying it's taxing.
Okay.
I don't have an issue because cool.
I'm
You've
glad
got to
we
work
resolved
hard.
that live
You got
on
to
the podcast.
you got to work. You got to work hard at things, and sometimes that will be difficult.
I do, but
Yeah,
like,
that's
I will,
fine. That's part of the process, isn't it? You're fine.
Yeah.
You're cool with that. I get that.
I don't sit there like I don't want to do this for that
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
But it was
yeah.
like I was subconsciously not doing it unless I needed it, not realizing. And now that I do it, now it's part of my day. I know I've got built a whole system around it. Like it's become now part of my day, and I've got the number, and I'm like, cool. I need to get to here, and I can put on a person.
Okay,
And
2025 Australian Grand Prix. You ready?
Zagami 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
68 grand. Call now, buy tickets.
What if he's an even better goal? This is sick. All right, we're talking about offending people.
Yeah.
Let's go buy a couple cars.
Zagamis
Why are we playing so small?
to connect with the right people.
No. Why are we playing so small? We're talking about paying 68 grand to buy tickets to get our way in. Why don't we go buy a $500,000 car each and get invited?
Because
And then close.
Yeah, but
and
that's-
then go,
it's
oi.
ROI. It's
Huh?
ROI.
Yeah, ROI.
If
If
you
you spend
can-
$500,000, I'm going to be rubbing shoulders with the right people. I'll make that $1 million in a day.
Yeah, but it's an ROI.
that event.
68 to make a mil and 500 to make a mil is different. I will buy the car, don't get me wrong.
No, but then you get the car. Like the 68's
Yeah, I
in
get
the
what you're saying.
expense. It's the car we get to drive. Yeah, but now you're talking. Like, we're
Probably not.
talking, thinking bigger game. Okay, so we buy the $500,000. So what car do you buy, mate? I'm here as a guest. Dud. Let me go speak to someone else.
I
a guest.
bought tickets to come in. Done.
You fucking retard. What's wrong with you? Sorry, didn't
You haven't
mean
bought a
that.
car,
Try triggers. Triggering. What's wrong with you? Yeah, done. Let's go speak to someone else that actually has a car. Oh, what'd you get? I got a Pagani.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey,
let's talk.
Just
Let's talk.
touching on the R word.
Yeah.
I was in. I was at the Chinese consulate yesterday,
Okay, doing what?
trying to get a visa to go to China.
What do
Gotta
you
get a
mean?
visa, yeah.
What, your Aussie visa doesn't get you in?
The Aussie passport. No, you
Yeah.
gotta go get a visa.
Oh, you have to actually get a visa just to go
So
visit.
you gotta go into the Chinese consulate.
Are you
get a
doing
visa.
that for, do you have to say you're going there for business or a holiday? Like, what
just
is
said
it?
tourism.
Okay, sweet.
If you're listening to this, China. Oh, hey, also, we're in 18 different countries, by the way.
What's that mean?
Our podcast is played in 18 different
18 different
I'll
countries.
tell you exactly.
Tell me it's translated. But Iggy's going to do the Mongolian. I was listening to Iggy speak Mongolian the other day. I never heard that dialect before. It was really interesting.
Is it?
Yeah. Have you heard him speak?
Mongolia.
That's language? That's what it's called? Mongolia.
23 countries.
23 countries.
23
But do they
countries.
actually listen to it? Like it's actually played. Do we have downloads or it's just available in that country?
No, it's played in those countries.
Stop it.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
No, let's get back to this.
Hold on. I was at the Chinese consulate and then they don't have they got a quick system, but there's some things that are a bit weird. They're like, oh, you need this, go print it on that computer. Or
on that computer?
You need to go to, you need to get paper, but you can only buy paper from the front desk and you can only buy it with cash. And I'm like, I don't have cash. And they're like, we can't help you. And then I looked at the lady and she's like, this place is a bit retarded. Dude, older lady, like in her 50s. And I just looked at her like.
Behind the counter or next to you?
No, next to me.
Okay.
And I just looked at her and I was thinking.
It's like the Black Eyed, you know the Black Eyed Peas song?
Yeah.
It's like, let's get it started. They used to be, let's get retarded. And I think they changed it because it was too offensive.
Too offensive. Anyway, I just found it funny that a middle-aged lady was using those words to me. Not about me, but to me. About them.
Yeah. So back to get being played in 23 countries. Can you tell me some of them?
Of course, I can tell you all of them.
Oh my God, go.
All right, so Australia, 90% of our players are in
Sick.
Australia. US.
US.
Yeah.
The US of A.
Canada.
Canada.
The Philippines.
Philippines, yep.
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Pakis.
Germany.
Germany.
Sweden.
Okay, Sweden. So that's cool. So we can get some connections over there, get some cash over there.
Indonesia.
Indonesia, yeah, I believe that one. That's nice. Our neighbours.
Russian Federation.
Russian.
Hong Kong.
Some clients that are Russian. Hong Kong.
New Zealand.
New Zealand. They're weird.
India.
India.
Mexico.
My goodness.
South Korea. United Kingdom.
Oh, yeah, I would have expected them to be there. Where?
Colombia.
We'd be massive there, wouldn't we?
Colombia. Vietnam.
Come on, tell me Mongolia's
South
on there.
Africa.
South
Mongolia's
Africa.
on there. Netherlands. Serbia.
Serbia.
Is that my phone?
That's people, they're listening. What the hell's going on?
That's Slack.
Holy shit, people are listening. They're tuning in right now.
Where was I up to? Italy.
No, we didn't hear Italy. Good. Serbia.
Italy. Ghana.
Ghana.
And Guyana.
I've never heard of that place.
Me either. But
So all my Guyana.
looks like Ghana.
What's it called? Guyana?
Ghana, yeah. Look, ooh.
I can't read. Don't worry.
Oh, you can't see that?
No, I can. Guyana. That's sick. To all our listeners in Guyana,
Shout out.
thanks. Thanks for joining us. It's the first time I've ever heard about your country, but we're happy to have you here.
23 countries.
That's fantastic, man. Like how cool is that we reach so many people? Iggy, I need you to send this podcast to a couple of your family members, your brother over in Mongolia, just so we can get another country on the list there.
66 cities.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Now imagine when you become the number one podcast in Australia. Imagine you get number one podcast in the world. How cool would that be?
Joe Rogan.
Two guys.
Joe
Yeah.
Rogan stuff.
Yeah. You get so good, so big, so massive that we then get invited onto their podcast and say, hey, come down, let's have a chat. Cool. Just jump in the jet. Let's roll. Let's roll. Sales. We'd have to sell to be in that position. People would have to sell to us. So one day when we become the best and the biggest podcast in the country and the world, people would have to sell us to become a guest on this podcast. People would want to be sponsors.
Do you think not liking sales is detrimental?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Why?
Because if you're not motivated to sell, how's that positive for your business?
So if something is positive, not having it is negative, or it's not just a lack of positiveness?
Say the question again?
So is not liking sales detrimental?
Yeah, if you don't like something, you're going to be less likely to do it.
Yeah, but you can hire people.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay, so it's not detrimental.
I think initially as a business owner, 100% it's detrimental. You're going to have to, if you're starting out, you're not going to start at, 99% of the businesses don't start out with a salesperson, yeah?
Yeah.
You build up to it.
99.9.
Yeah. So in order for you to build up to it, you got to either suck it up, be disciplined enough to keep doing it, even though you don't like it, and then eventually get a salesperson on board, absolutely. Or if you don't like sales, you'll probably do half as many as you should. because you hate it. So then it's going to take you longer to get that person.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's a good call.
Thanks. I'm here for the rest of the week.
Yeah. Rest of the week.
Which is in a few moments.
Is in minutes.
Anything
you'd like to add?
So much. I don't want to stop. I'm pumped about this idea. I'm going to actually start thinking about how we're going to get to the Zagami tent. I kind of want to pay for the tickets from the perspective of not just buying the car, because if you buy the car, people will be like, oh, well, you've got coin anyway. Do you know what I mean?
So what?
No, from the perspective of showing people that, because I'm dead set. Like I'm at the point where I'd get Iggy to come as well, buy him a ticket too.
Oh, and tape the whole
and
thing.
tape the whole thing. Yeah. Do you reckon they'll let you in with a camera? Surely.
What do you think? Sit there, no cameras.
Yeah, potentially.
Why?
I don't know. People playing small. Why wouldn't they? Maybe they don't want you to see the secret source.
Who cares? You could still make a documentary about it and keep walking out. And
You could do it with your phone.
This is what's happened.
Oh, you could do it with the phone. You could do a sick video on the iPhone, couldn't you?
Maybe get the Ray-Bans with cameras.
Which one? Oh, yes, I've seen them. That'd be cool. But then you'd be wearing sunnies all day, every day. Inside, they'd be thinking you're off your head. Yeah, yeah. So the perspective of going, no, we're going to do this, buy the tickets on purpose. Even if we got invited, even if we get free tickets, I want to show the transaction. I want to show the receipt on camera. Okay, there it is. Two tickets per day, 4 days. Bang. That's the receipt. So we're going to make this back in 4 days and then some. We go out there, go, cool. This person sold $5,000.
Would it not be better?
$30,000.
Would it not be better to sit there, new car, here's the invoice. We're going to make this money back for this car. And then walk in.
Shit.
And sit there and pull up to the GP in the car and sit there, fucking park this thing. I can't say it seriously because I don't take myself seriously. But imagine doing that. And imagine we made a video like that and we sat there, look, we just bought this car. We spent $350K. And we're going to go in.
Did you get the entry-level car?
Well, I don't even know what they sell. I'm not a car guy.
Come on, man. You're a mechanic. You know, you're a car guy.
I'm an engine guy.
Engine guy, sorry.
Was a mechanic.
Was.
Let's be clear about that.
Digital marketer to the stars.
Salesperson.
Sales manager. Head sales.
Imagine that. We spent $500,000.
Okay. Stop fucking around. Stop fucking around. Let's talk.
Sorry.
Let's talk around. You
Fucking
are.
around about.
Okay, so let's
do you
take
get
this.
what I'm saying? Spend $500,000
again,
now,
stop,
we're going to go make this money back.
Stop playing so small. Stop playing. Imagine that video, Iggy. We walk into Zagami, go, oi, how much for the red one? Give me that one.
$498.
Sign, yeah. Do you take Amex? Straight face.
Yeah. I would laugh so much. I would just be laughing the whole time. The guy would sit there, this guy's not serious.
They won't take you seriously.
This guy's not
That's
serious.
the problem.
Approved.
Approved. What? How did that happen?
Yeah. And I'll just leave laughing and just drive off.
I don't think you understand.
What? What?
How
Why couldn't
sick
we do that?
That video would be.
Yeah. And then
How sick like, man, what a fucking story.
Yeah. Did you
What a fucking story. And this is where it came. It was born here. I want you to hear. You heard it first. You're watching it first. It happened here because people would not do that in their right frame of mind. They would go, I'm not going to spend $350,000 just to get into an event where I may or may not sell anything, just to connect with people. And then if you can go in there with the perspective of going, right, this is what we're going to do. This is what it's about. This is how we're going to do it. We're going in there with a strategy, with a plan. We're going there to sell. We're going to rub shoulders with the right people because all these people have bought their own cars through Zagami, through that experience. And we say, cool, this is what we want to do.
And I truly believe networking is one of the most. That's why I do it. If they said it's been proven there is zero benefit, and it actually costs you money. I would never ever networking in my life. Ever.
What do you mean?
If they when improved that networking actually costs you money, there's no positive benefit. I would never ever network again in my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit there I want to talk to people. No.
Yeah.
Don't care for it. But I understand that there is a benefit.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I understand that I can do things I don't want to do.
Do you think you'd be more motivated now to make those sales because you have a $350,000, $400,000, $500,000 debt?
Yeah.
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 It's going to motivate you a bit.
It's kind of cool. It's
Yeah.
like, better not fuck up this doco.
Yeah. I already know the hook.
Yeah, what?
I already know the hook.
The hook?
Yeah, I already know the hook for the video.
Oh,
it's like,
Should
we got this Ferrari for free. We got this Lambo. How to get a Lambo for free.
It'll be a Netflix documentary. Netflix, if you're watching this,
Hook us
call
up.
us up.
Hook us up. Imagine you got Zagami on board. You go speak to them or the head
You
owners
could
or
though.
whoever it is. Yeah,
You
and say,
could.
listen, we're going to do a
You just-
documentary. We're going to buy a car from you, but we want to do it in such a way that I'm going to buy a car. The deal is I want 4 tickets. I want 2 tickets per day to the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I'll buy whichever car you want. I just want 2 tickets per day.
That's
Race
not,
day
even, that's
included.
not even a deal with Zagami.
Huh?
That's not even a deal with Zagami. The deal with Zagami would be, hey, we're looking for a dealership. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're gonna create this documentary. The expectation is probably, I don't know, 25, 30 million views. And we're looking for one dealership that wants to partner with us.
Yeah.
What they have to do is actually have to give us a discount on the car that we're going to buy from them. And we've
No, they
chosen-
won't do that.
We've gone to, no, hear me out. And
Yeah.
what we do in return is you're going to be the only thing promoted in this. You're going to be blah, blah, blah. And at the end, we'll give you the car back as long as it's in perfect condition and you'll sell it back to us and then minus the amount off. So they don't lose. The dealership doesn't lose and they get free marketing.
I don't know, but why? So then if you do
And
it
because
like
if they
that-
don't, do it, because then we're going fucking down the road to Lamborghini and they're going to do it.
Yeah, but do you really think so though? Those brands would need that sort of. They don't need that marketing. What's that going to do?
Yeah, or find something that is going to be of value to them. You know what I mean? Or we're going to
See,
bring
this is the thing.
6 people back and we're going to do a deal with 6 cars.
Yeah, okay, I get that. That's cool.
Because they wouldn't do many sales. They might do 1 or 2 a month.
Yeah, my problem with that is where are you putting your nuts on the line?
You're not.
Exactly.
Why do you not have to be on the line?
Because I think that's what adds to the video.
Well, we're still rolling. We're still purchasing the vehicle.
So, but you said you're going to give it back to them?
They can buy it back.
Yeah, so then okay, so it's not costing us $600,000 for the vehicle, it's costing us 100.
Based on a certain amount of.
Yeah, whatever.
So then our nuts are on the line because if we don't
it's
create a
100K
really
and-
cool thing,
100K in the red.
and the only way we're going to create a really cool thing is by actually making this fucking thing work.
This docker, yeah.
Because that's what's going to make it viral. Because people are going to watch it and be like, "Hey, this is fucking sick. Check out what these 2 blokes did."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a whole business in and of itself, huh?
Yeah. And then imagine you do that every single year.
Yeah, we're like,
How
this is
fun.
just one of those things.
Oh,
And
but then you'd get a name for yourself after a while, and people will know, hey, it's George and Robbie. Come here, we'll buy your product. Do you know what I mean? Because you buy a different car every year and make that money
surely,
back in sales.
imagine you walk in, dude. If you've walked into the room and you've been recognised, that's it.
You won.
You clocked.
You win the
You
internet.
clocked it. Yeah,
You win it. It's all yours.
you clocked. You walk into the room and people recognise you. You've clocked the game. You've won that. Now you need to level up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The plebs that actually watch TV now know who you are. And it's like, okay, cool. How do we now roll with the billionaires? How do we now do this with jets? We're going to sit there, we're going to buy a jet. We got a free jet. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, now let's go do it with a jet. And it's like, okay, cool. Is there a, what are they called?
we start?
G45?
Where can we start with
G5? Is there a G5 lounge? Then we go into the G5 lounge. And you walk in, Grant Cardone's there. And you're like, hey, GC, you going to play too small, bro?
Playing too small.
Yeah, you know, just quickly tell him walk off. I'd love to say that to him, just to see his face.
You'd resonate.
I feel like it's it there.
You'd resonate. He goes, you're right. Then you go buy another $1 billion worth of real estate.
Sick. That's the level you can play life at.
But that's what we should be playing it at. Don't you think?
That's what we will be playing it at.
But everyone, it's not just us, yeah? It's not just me and you. So many people don't play it at that level. And it does begin with sales. A lot of things, you got to sell yourself on this whole dream of having all the things that you want. That's the hard, there we go. That's the hardest sell in the world. The hardest sell in the world is selling yourself on what you can and can't do.
See, I'm not.
Some people sell themselves at a very...
Sell themselves short.
They sell themselves short.
Whole saying around it.
That's it. They're selling themselves short because they're going, I won't ever have a Lambo. I won't ever have the house. I'm never going to have a jet. I'm never going to meet GC or fucking get PD to call me on the phone.
How sick is that?
TBD.
How
Oh,
sick,
so cool. So cool, man. So pumped. I'm never going to have those things. So how can I... You've already sold yourself on that. You've given up.
You know what
That's
else?
a sale.
You know what's another thing?
You've closed yourself.
And I was having this conversation last night. The market here is too small, George.
Yeah, we play in a small pond.
Australian market is way too small. You need to think like it's a $26 million population.
Yeah.
You go to the US and you win.
That's New York. 20 million people in New York.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Could be
It's
more
one
now.
state. One
Yeah,
state.
One city. Yeah.
What if you get 10% of the US? That's 35 million. You've just completely covered Australia and some. And we don't have anything nearby. They do. You can still go. You can. The whole of America is big enough, but you still can Mexico, Canada, Europe's not far. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you can tap into. You can go to South America. Brazil, it's 200 million people, man. Do you know what I mean? There's markets there that are so big. We play in such a small market. Do you know what I mean? And that's one of the things that we are going to tell you this live in front of everyone. But our plan is to eventually get into that market. It's not to just play here in Australia.
Absolutely.
It's to crack into the US and play in that market. They speak English.
Yeah, exactly. What an advantage.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What an
they
advantage.
speak the language we speak. Why can't we go play?
Us because we're Australian.
Why can't we have a head office in LA and a head office in New York and a head office in London and a head office in Singapore? Why?
We can. We will.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It just takes work and sales.
And sales. Selling yourself into that belief as well.
Dude, I'm sold on it. I buy those quick. I'm very enthusiastic about that.
Man, I reckon that's the biggest part. Okay?
Selling yourself?
Yeah, selling yourself. It's selling yourself. What have you sold? Okay, we're going to finish up. What have you sold yourself into? Ask yourself that question. What have you sold yourself into right now? Have you sold yourself into the belief that you're never going to achieve these things? Deep down, really be honest with yourself because it's a hard question. It's a hard question, honestly. You're going to have to admit to yourself that, yeah, I've genuinely sold myself that I'm never going to fly first class. My sister-in-law is like that, right? She's actually flying first class soon, but she's having kittens that she's flying first class. She goes, I'd rather spend...
She's having kittens?
Yeah, you've never heard that?
No, what does that mean?
I mean, she's, I don't know, losing her mind. Like she's peaking. All right? Yeah. Learning all the sayings here. First. You heard it here first. That she's flying first class. My brother-in-law, he's hooked it up. Her husband, he's hooked it up and with points, with a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, they're still paying a significant amount of money to do it, but he's like, fuck it. I want to experience it once. I want to go. We're going to Greece. Let's go do it. Yeah. But her mindset is, man, I would rather spend that $15,000, that $20,000 on accommodation, on food, on shopping whilst I'm there. I'd rather fly economy and spend $2,000 and use that money while on my holiday. That's the way she's thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you really think a billionaire's thinking like that?
No.
Exactly. Or a millionaire or someone that doesn't have that mindset. They're like, no. Why would I not fly first class? That's ridiculous. I'm not going to go sit with the cattle. I want to sit here.
Sit with the cattle.
That's right. I'm going to go sit up here in the front where I'm going to rub shoulders with the right people. I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to get to my destination refreshed. It's going to be an amazing experience. But people give up on that. And she kind of has to a degree. She's like, well, for me, it's a waste of money. It's a waste. I'd rather use that money here. I'd rather do that there. I'd rather have that extra.
Because you don't have enough money. Well, money's
correct.
limited.
Yeah, it's limited, but they're also, they've given up on it.
It's like that.
I'm never going to fly first class because it's a waste of money.
That's the thing that I said to you the other day, though. Remember I told you about the locksmith, and he came and I got stung $600 because it was a public holiday. So just because I forgot to grab my keys before I walked out.
Yeah.
And I realized as soon as I slammed the door shut, $600, and I was upset. And then I thought to myself, if I was making way more money than what I am, this would not be a problem.
Wouldn't be.
I would have said, "You're still here? Get out."
You would have broken the door down.
Yeah,
bought a new building. That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
You would have just bought a new apartment.
Yeah.
Just my keys have been locked in there for 6 years.
Just bought a planet.
Yeah. Just get a new one. Yeah. So, sell or be sold? Which one are you? You're going to fucking sell.
Sell yourself.
Sell yourself.
And then be sold.
On yourself.
Yeah.
Be sold on yourself that you can and will achieve amazing things.
Be sold on yourself. I like that.
Cool. That's
fucking sick, dude. Put it on a t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Be sold on yourself.
I'm going to put it on a wristband.
Why are you playing so small, man? Put it on a t-shirt.
Because I wear this every single day. I don't wear the t-shirt every single day.
You don't wear t-shirts every day?
I mean, I do, but not that
Topless
one.
Mondays.
Yeah. Well,
Pascon.
When you get into the shape like I am, I'm going to tattoo Pascon on my chest.
You can say on my top?
I was going to put it on my chest. That way I won't have to wear shirts anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
Walking billboard.
Where's this guy walk from? Oh. Where's this guy walk?
All right. What a great episode. It went sideways many times, but I loved it. And honestly, that idea of us doing this, I'm so sold on that.
Be sold
I'm going to be thinking,
on yourself.
Be sold on yourself. Write it down. We're going to Twitter it, smash it. We're going to do all that sort of stuff right now. Be sold on yourself.
Did you say face smash?
Whatever. It's a new one. You're not on it yet?
Oh,
Cool, jump on.
not like the youngins.
No. So, yeah, I'm really actually genuinely going to be looking at doing something like what we discussed at the next corporate event. Okay, maybe it's not the Grand Prix, maybe it's the tennis. Maybe it's something where we can get into a room with the right people, spend a bit of money, document that process and go, cool, Robbie's talking to this person, we're going to go talk to that person. We're going to sell, that could be a great thing. Go to multiple events throughout the year because Melbourne's a sporting capital.
Why does it have to be one? Yeah, why does that have to be one?
Melbourne's a sporting capital of the country. Why not go to real high-end corporate events, race days, Grand Prix, AFL Grand Finals, all these things, rub shoulders with these right people, spend big money and document it and go, here's a mini-series of the 5 events that we went to this year. We spent $50,000 to be in this room with these people and this is the result that we got. Just
These
from
are the
our
returns.
ability to sell, our ability to network and our ability to communicate and show value.
And then
And then
We'll
come
show
back
you how
and
to
tell
do
you,
it.
and show you how to do it and then just go $1 million in a day, $1 million days. Isn't it? It's fucking. But imagine you walk out of there and you do that one deal.
But you could, dude. You could.
Absolutely,
You could literally.
you could because it's an abundance mentality.
you
There's,
can-
there's guys
there's-
out there dropping stupid money.
There
and
are
even though we're in a small
people.
pool,
There are people that spend $1 million a month up for a service that whoever's listening to this, whatever you are, there's people that spend $1 million a month on your service. There is more than one person out there that does that. Why can't you meet that person and offer them that service and make $1 million a month from that one client?
Yeah.
Why can't you do that? And then get 30 and then you make $1 million a day.
bang.
It's
Bang.
a numbers game.
So simple. So simple. On
George,
that-
this would be sick. If we do this, dude, when we do this, it's going to be sick. I might, you know what?
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
I'm going to put a coming soon. Coming soon to Doco. How we got this car for free.
So good.
It'd be sick.
So good. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. I'm pumped. I hope you're pumped. I hope this motivates you to go out there and to sell, to do some sick shit. Stop playing so small.
You are, you're a one-word guy.
What do you mean?
Like you've got a lot of one-word phrases. Like
yeah,
I'll
okay.
call you, be like sick or fuck or mad.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about as well. It's like I don't even need to continue. Let's call you up and go sick and then hang up. And you're like, I know exactly what that's about.
Stop it.
Stop it. No more. Too much is another one. Too much.
Short phrases, I like them.
You know what else? You know what other word I really like? Subscribe.
Subscribe now.
Subscribe. That's it.
Be sold
Just
on
one
this
word.
podcast.
Be sold on it because
Yeah.
we're in 23 countries. And there's obviously a lot of people in the world that are listening to this and enjoying it and getting a shitload of
23
value.
countries. I was
23
so
countries.
pumped when I saw that. I was like,
I'm pumped now.
Can't wait to
I'm
talk
getting
to
off
you.
this podcast and do push-ups
Yeah.
just to expel some energy.
I'm a global podcast.
Fantastic.
Listen to in 23 different countries.
Share it with your friends. Get in touch with us. Tell us what you loved about it. And if there's something you really want us to talk about, we'd be happy to entertain it. It might be a shit topic. If it is, we'll ignore it. But if it's a good topic, we will explore it and have that conversation because it's about generating conversation. It's about you guys learning from our knowledge, our experiences, and our point of view.
Sell us on the topic.
Sell us on the topic. Guys, have an amazing rest of your day, whether it's morning, noon, or night.
And be sold on yourself. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.